Dandadan Chapter 205 may go down as one of the stories most important for Jin and Joji and Evil Eye Esquire. That's an official name, by the way, and for very good reason. This is the first time we have seen Gigi as a fighter feel more or less complete in terms of his abilities. And this all revolves around the growing importance of Gigi's most important offensive technique, the Shoha Wave, aka the Kamehameha from Dragon Ball. In this video, I will be diving deep into Gigi and his Shoha Wave technique to fully unveil all of its secrets and potential, while also sharing some of my favorite clips from Dragon Ball because I'm a goober like that. Real quick though, if you're enjoying the video so far, consider supporting the channel with gamer subs. If you have ever watched Darling in the Franxx and thought, hey, I want to drink this woman's blood, you're probably not alone. I mean, you probably should be, and you aren't, and I probably hate you, because Klaxosaur's blood is now an official flavor in collaboration with Darling in the Franxx, nearly 10 years late, I know. You too can goon to 02 in ways never before goonable. The best part is that 1 out of 10 tubs, there is a chance to get a limited edition version with her boobs hanging out. Even better is if you buy 5 tubs of any kind, you will get a free waifu cup, the first ever metal tumbler from gamer subs, a mouse pad, t-shirts, and so much more. That is up to $180 in free gifts, wowza! So use code CTactics to get 10% off and goon to the moon, boys. Go to the moon! So let's start off with the major core tenet of the Shoha Wave, Ki. You may already be very familiar with many different variations of Ki, but most of them are based on the core concepts used in things like Dragon Ball. It comes from Shintoism, which is more or less an indigenous religion native to Japan. But because of how there is no central belief in Shinto, there are many kinds of different variants and beliefs. In many ways, it is the perfect malleable religion which can focus on a core individual or as wide as a group of peoples. But because of that, this is why it is important to understand that Dandadan has its own variation as well, which is basically just a slight tilting of what we see in Dragon Ball. In Dandadan Ki, it is very unique in that it is desired by both evil, spirits, and aliens alike. This is because Ki is a life force and/or the fighting will and/or power of an individual, just like in Dragon Ball. This is why Gigi is able to suppress Evil Eye from unleashing himself because of his Ki, or his will to keep Evil Eye locked away. However, even so, when Gigi still comes into contact with something cold, Evil Eye does need to be suppressed to the most extremes. Then it requires him to use all of his Ki. In turn, this leaves Gigi without any energy and exhausted. This is because Ki is more or less a reserve or a pool or like a meter in effective use. The more it is used, the more it is drained. However, it can be replenished over time. But it is important to understand that while we know Ki to be vaguely or generally like that found within Dragon Ball and more traditional Shinto practice, we still can't be sure there aren't more rules. So view this portion of the explanation as a general overview and less of a comprehensive deep dive. This gets into the Ha Wave or Hatsu. This gets into the first level of how the Ha Wave works on a comprehensive level, however. This is where the deep dive starts. You can view this as 2 separate attacks based on a 3-level system. First level is Ki, second is Ha, 3 is for later in the video, and 4th is a little bit of a secret one. Ha is the second level of this 3-tiered system. Ha Wave is the most basic variation. Gigi with the Ha Wave has the ability to channel his Ki outside of his body. This is mostly in the form of an invisible burst of Ki energy that is capable of knocking back anything within its path within a certain range. This is achieved most importantly through a stance. Left foot back, right foot planted, and then cupping both hands while placing them together at the base of the wrists, and then thrusting forward. This is literally just the Kamehameha from Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball, which is the point of this ability. Gigi is a walking reference to anime and manga, not just shonen either, as we'll get into here in a second. But despite this, the Ha Wave is something more or less used as a forceful push that knocks people on their back. It has no effective offensive use beyond that. However, given certain situations, the Ha Wave can still be highly effective, but only if used in a way which supports its most effective use case scenarios, i.e. getting cornered as an example. Next up is Evil Gun or Jagan. Now, let's get to the final level, level 3, and keep in mind there is a hidden 4th level to this we will discuss, but consider this to be the final level for the Ha Wave for now. Of course, we are talking about the Evil Gun. If the Ha Wave is the Kamehameha, then the Evil Gun is more or less the Gallic Gun, which is Vegeta's version of the same thing and vice versa of Dandadan. This is literally just the exact same ability, but is enhanced by saying Evil Gun, which increases its offensive capabilities to extremely high levels. Because of this, the once invincible blast is now able to be seen by the naked eye as a powerful beam of ki energy comes out of Gigi and Evil Eye's palms. This is the form that is less passive and can actually deal real damage to corporeal and ethereal enemies. AKA, corporeal is flesh and blood enemies, and ethereal is things not based on flesh or blood like spirits or what have you. However, this ability isn't only exclusive to Evil Eye. It can be used by Gigi as well, and that is because of the secret 4th and hidden layer behind Ki. Words of Power, aka Kotodama. This is the real secret sauce that makes Ki much more effective for Gigi. Words of Power is the idea that saying words out loud can amplify said attack. In other words, it is the idea of calling out a move while using it in other series and anime that gives it a little bit of a extra oomph. However, in Dandadan, it is explained in universe that using these words is a part of the core concept of Ki and making it more effective. This is mostly based on the real-life concepts used in Shinto and other tools such as meditation and yoga. It allows the mind and body to focus itself onto one point much easier, and thus effectively funnels loose ki into a word that is then channeled through the palms of Gigi and or Evil Eye. This concept of Kotodama, or Words of Power, is the key to Gigi being able to fully control and channel his ki effectively. So while at first it may seem cheesy or played out to call the power move out, in reality Gigi is making his attacks more effective, and there is a functional reason for him to do so. This also plays very well into Gigi's personality. It makes his character feel more focused and more grounded overall due to the Shinto elements found within, as these concepts in real life are highly based on meditative qualities. And yes, these things are used in real life, but are felt rather than, say, shooting beams out of your palm. Think of meditation, and that is the key to understanding these concepts in real Shinto. If you want more Dandadan explained content, check out this handy playlist to the left for all of the explained videos. To the right, effectively, part 2 of this video is explaining Gigi's new Evil Eye form. Make it a great day or not, the choice is yours.